stuff. It looks like our game camera has died for a second, so we're bringing that back for you guys. Sorry about that. Not sure how that happened, but we are back. So there we go. coLqxc, you know, gonna go ahead and build more SCVs. Not a lot going on at this stage of the game. Terran opening gas first again. You know, I mean, we saw him do this last game. What did we think about that, Rance?
Well, I'm beginning to learn the value here because I really know absolutely nothing about Terran at the end of the day from a player's perspective. You know, what order you put things in, I don't know. I mean, I know that there's value to getting early gas and what that means to builds. As we're seeing it shape up, though, and how it turns into so many Banshees later, that's really what I'm picking up, is that, you know, getting this gas as early as before the barracks, to me, is a clear sign that you're going to air and you're gonna send some Banshees. Absolutely, and looks like coLqxc going for the Command Center first build. So 14 CC out of coLqxc against the gas first build out of Terran. And this is kind of interesting. If Terran decides to go for some really aggressive Hellion play, I think he can punish coLqxc quite a bit for going for this Command Center first. But I'm not so sure if he's going to be able to punish him with Banshees as well. I think that coLqxc probably knows the timing on you know, getting the upgrades like stim and getting missile turrets up in time to defend the Banshees with this build, and I don't think that he's going to leave that to chance. Doesn't seem like the kind of thing coLqxc would do. All right, scouting SCV makes it past any kind of wall. Is going to do a little bit of harass here on that building SCV. Probably just to bring that other one out to chase him, take him off the mineral line there for a second. Meanwhile, we see the factory going up there for Terran, and I'm curious to see if we see maybe a 1-1-1 come out. That'd be nice, a little balanced play there. Let's see. You know, the first Marine on its way thinks it might be able to do a little bit of damage, you know, to this. And look at this, coLqxc throwing down the bunker at his front, wants to be well defended against any kind of prods that come in from his opponent. We do see that starport in production for Terran, and I would not be surprised to see a tech lab go down right there. And come on, Terran. Come on, you know, oh, and there we go. The tech lab goes down. Second gas. If a second gas follows, definitely going to be seeing some cloak play. If we don't see a second gas, I would say that we're just going to see some Banshees. That is the prediction, guys. We'll have to see if I am right or if we see something new and cool. Looks like we will be seeing some Banshees out of Terran. Flippy floaty factory is going to make room for the starport to hook up there to that tech lab. We're also going to continue on now in coLqxc's base. Let's check out what he's got building there. You can see he's got another barracks on the way up and 2 more out there just cranking away. Also, plenty of SCVs on their way out, as well as 2 additional gases finally. Oh, coLqxc needs to be careful there. Loses a Marine, gets a bad concave, and Major with a quick follow-up. But coLqxc has got this bunker back home, will be absolutely safe. And Terran deciding, you know what? I'm going to go for the macro style of this game, throwing down that early Command Center. Not quite as early as coLqxc, of course, who built his before anything else, but early nonetheless in this matchup. And coLqxc with the money scan again. Man, that guy, look at that. Nails it. He's just like, okay, let me look at all of the production buildings you have, and I'm going to see the add-ons. And I'm going to see that you're not researching Cloak. Coming out. And the unit coming out, absolutely. And of course, he can't have Cloak quite this early in the game. coLqxc did not see the tech lab researching anything, so he knows that there is no Cloak on the way. And look at this. Hey, I've got Marines. They're sitting here waiting for you. Let's see how this Banshee is going to make his entrance. He makes his entrance. Is he able to even get one? No, he's not. Oh, but look at this play out of Major, abusing this clip here. That is so clever out of him. Knows that he has the superior force right now. Nice. And, you know, coLqxc could potentially be in a bit of trouble from this. Banshee's going to continue in here. That gets 1 kill. Let's see if we can add on another one there. Yep, 1 or 2 SCVs at a time. Oh, and coLqxc takes it out. So some great control out of coLqxc. And look at this. Over in Major's base, or I guess the artist formerly known as Major's base, we have Blue Flame on the way, as well as a Raven out now. So if coLqxc had any Cloak plans of his own, they have been shut down.
But of course, that is not what we see out of coLqxc. We just see a lot of barracks. And I mean, I had a conversation with coLqxc about bio versus mech in this matchup before we actually started. And for those people who missed that kind of pregame show that we had going on, you know, coLqxc, of course, basically said, I'm a full-time student. When Blue Flame got nerfed, which it did several patches back, I had just left Korea. And so I did not get a chance to practice with the new mech style without Blue Flame. And so I actually have no idea how to play it, so I'm just going to play bio. And that is exactly what we're seeing out of coLqxc. Looks like we are seeing a mech build, though, out of Terran. And, you know, I know there are several casters, commentators, and players who are very insistent that mech is far superior to bio, although harder to play. So we'll have to see if that turns out to be true or not.
Blue Flame about to finish off here for Terran. Whereas you can see coLqxc taking the path of the stim in the +1. He's also got a nice little starport on the way out to add on, as well as an additional command center. Is that what that is?
It does look like an additional command center going down in the main, probably gearing up to take that third. Some roasting there in the middle. Sorry, we missed that, guys. That was a lot of Marines dying to Blue Flame Hellions, because Blue Flame Hellions, even with the nerf, kill things really, really quickly. And look at this. Terran loading up for the drop. Going to be going for the main of coLqxc. And, I mean, there was once upon a time, and I'll tell a little bit of a story here. This is a story of me and coLqxc at an MLG in Anaheim. And I said, hey, coLqxc, what is your strategy in Terran versus Terran? Because I had a buddy of mine who played Terran with me. And that friend of mine wanted to know how to play Terran versus Terran. And coLqxc said, I put Blue Flame Hellions in my opponent's mineral line until they die. And it looks like coLqxc now getting that tactic used against him by a Major. Maybe Major was sitting there listening to that conversation.
Roasted.
Blue Flame Hellions do not quite do as much damage to workers as they used to, but still a lot of workers going down there for coLqxc.
Those Blue Flames did their job, buddy. Look at that supply for coLqxc.
Looking at the workers killed, 17 workers killed. I know some of those were the Banshees and some were the Blue Flame Hellions, but already the supply differential is telling the story.
You see the money on the board there, also a concern. And the supply as well, starting to get a little whack. Look at Terran with a supply block, though. He supply blocks himself. Bummer, dude. He could probably be a little bit further out in front if he didn't have that happen. There he goes, finally popping it to 110 real quick. Yeah, see? But that's quite a force there he's got at the front of his base with the Viking, the tank, Hellion combo there.
Absolutely, and these Blue Flame Hellions going to meet up with their brethren as they push up. Looks like one of their very hurt brethren. 3 hit point. Blue Flame Hellion finally roasts that single Marine that was insistent on taking him down.
Quite a sizable purple blob coming this way here, Gwin. And going to run into, wow, well, we stemmed a few of those units there. And we're going to make him run after those Hellions. It looks like it is about poke time here for coLqxc. He's going to test the waters out front and see what's going on. Quite a large grouping going on inside the expansion right now too, buddy. Looks like, yeah, there we go. Hellions in there. Ooh.
Hellion drop.
Yep.
And coLqxc checks for the third base. Does not see it. Does not see it. He's got his 3 medevacs. Would not be surprised to see him load up and drop at the back right here, just to do a little bit of damage. That's
it is wide open back there.
A very coLqxc thing to do. And it looks like Major kind of expects the drop to come here. I'm not sure if that's where it's going to land.
Oh, nice job with the tanks right there. Plenty of those jobbers lined up. Ooh, and they're going to take off. This would be load up time. However, you see coLqxc making the choice to hit the center of the map instead. Be a little safer. Looks like the tanks down low are going to move off to the third, clean that bad boy out for the additional expansion later.
And coLqxc already with his third about to land. So both players taking their third at about the same time. Except that I don't think Major actually has a third sitting around waiting for him. No, he does not. He'll have to start building one. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He does. It is just not an orbital
yet. It was in flight.
It was in flight, and so I missed it being landed. And look at this. coLqxc says, hey, look, I don't like Blue Flame Hellions in my mineral line because that's how I lose games. True. And so he's just going to completely wall that off. Little missile turret going down there soon. coLqxc doing a little bit more posturing with this bio in the middle of the map. This is a really hard position to break. I mean, that's a lot of tanks, and that's a lot of Blue Flame Hellions.
Yeah, interesting that there's not really any air units out right now on the field other than the obvious drop ships here. Oh, there we go. There's some Vikings. Okay. Cool. Well, that's actually makes that force a lot better knowing that there's Vikings there. I didn't think there were there. Oh, stimming in here, expecting something we didn't quite see. That was a little costly there, but it looks like he is going to be able to slide by before this planetary gets up if he times it right. Probably
no,
a nice
looks like he's
plan.
going to try and take out some of that area.
Yeah, that was that was very wise of him to kind of, he has good spidey sense. He's going to get out of there unscathed, and that was a wise plan there from coLqxc.
Absolutely does. coLqxc has got this base up now. Looks like he's, is he building another command center? No. Yes, somewhere. Ah, there we go. The mini-map, sorry guys, is so small
The
for me here.
perps.
The purple dot there of coLqxc throwing down that. And, you know, he's got quite the bioforce out there in the front, starting to get Vikings up of his own.
Yeah, watch those Hellions get handled, buddy.
And those Hellions are probably going to get in here. Maybe this Hellion will get one kill, but probably not. No, it's taken out. And another command center going down for coLqxc as well. So coLqxc, playing the bio style, knows he's more mobile, says, I'm just going to expand absolutely everywhere.
Looks like Terran might have scouted the third up at the fourth position there in purple. While we have our eye on this possible elevator situation here next, I like the idea of spotting that. He is loading up, though. He's going to take him up top here. And we're going to watch all these bio units now land on the backside of the base here. There's a giant force here. And this is where a big party's going to happen here. As turrets go down, medevacs are able to stay up here for a moment, but the Vikings step in, and this force is going to get chewed up here pretty quick in this situation here, Gwin.
Look at this, coLqxc doing as much damage. He knows that these units are forfeit, wants to kill as much as he can with them before they all die. Looks like that time is now. No, going to be able to take out a...
Are you kidding me? There we go.
coLqxc getting the most out of his units. What has he been macroing in the meantime? It looks like Terran is actually quite a bit ahead in supply. And if we jump to the unit counting station, it looks like coLqxc going still Marine Marauder. And he started to add in those Vikings. So he's actually up to 14 Vikings. His opponent has 12. So he has the Viking lead, but Major still has that Raven, which could make all the difference in that battle. Looks like the point defense drone going down, so that's exactly what coLqxc wants to have happen. Stimming his bio forward. That bio is going to melt to that tank line, but if he takes air control, he might have this.
This looks like it's an attack move away from the victory. That's a lot of tanks.
It is. It is a lot of tanks.
He spent all his money on all his expansions, did he not? He's got 2 of his command centers going up. He doesn't really have very much resources spent on the other things.
The advantage of being in coLqxc's position, though, once you are in a position like this, you can simply build things like medevacs and then drop single Marines on these tanks and use the tanks to kill each other. So we'll have to see if that's what he chooses to do. Some Hellions up here at the top doing some great damage. And I think coLqxc is not in a very good place right now in this game.
Yeah, this is pretty slim pickings here for coLqxc, and it looks like Terran is going to be able to pull this one out here if he continues this nice little push. We see lots of harassment on the top right side as well. There's 2 additional red units up there that are doing plenty of damage. Another small group of Hellions are going to also discover the 4th from coLqxc. So coLqxc getting a little dice rolly there for a second. Tried to double expand, and that I can't believe it hasn't given Terran more confidence here, because I just see a complete lack of units on the field right now as Terran has nearly a 30 supply lead.
The thing, of course, with this matchup, though, Rance, if you are playing with mech, you need to be very, very patient, because one wrong move, getting caught with your tanks unsieged like that, could spell the absolute end of your entire army, and that is exactly what coLqxc is trying to avoid. Or, I'm sorry, what Major is trying to avoid. He does not want to lose his entire army, and coLqxc stacking all his Vikings, taking so much damage from that volley of the Thor. Looks like coLqxc is kind of falling apart here, decides to land his up, and look at this. Dropping the Marauders on top of the tanks is exactly what I talked about to break this, but it is not enough. And coLqxc goes down the Manor Mules.
Woo, buddy.
getting thrown down.
How about them apples, friends? Well, unfortunately, coLqxc is not going to get a shot at the Violet in the finals here, is he? Was that 2-0?
It looks like, yeah, I mean, Major took it to coLqxc 2-0.